Also breaking this afternoon, firefighters spent the morning battling a 3-alarm fire at a drywall warehouse in northwest Houston. This was on McAllister Road, which is near Mangum and 290. And this view shows that huge plume of smoke that drivers saw on their morning commute. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Ron Trevino in for Sherman Chow. That fire is now contained, but fire crews did have a bit of a delay when they arrived on the scene. Trayson Bragg joins us from the scene right now. So, Trayson, what can you tell us now?
Well, Ron, let me tell you, take a look behind me. This is the result of what fire officials are calling a large 3-alarm fire. You can see there aren't any flames at this moment, but fire crews are still stomping out some of those hot spots, spraying the scene. But take a look. I want to show you something else. Look at the large amount of fire hose that is being used here, and you can take a look all the way down at a very large first responder presence. And I'll tell you what, this is just a fraction of what we saw when we first arrived. Fire officials telling us in total over 100 firefighters were called to this scene using over 4,000 feet of fire hose to battle this blaze. Why? Well, not just because of how large the fire was. Fire officials say when they arrived here, they quickly found that 2 of the nearest fire hydrants weren't working. Here's what we know so far. Fire crews tell us that they received the call about the blaze at about 7:56 this morning. They say about 5 minutes later, the first crew arrived on the scene and started battling the blaze here at this building occupied and maintained by Olympia Drywall Company. Again, they say they quickly realized that 2 of the nearest fire hydrants were not working, but they were able to still contain the fire to this original building. They say during that battle, part of the building's roof actually collapsed. But again, they're thankful that they were able to contain the fire. Listen to what Mayor Whitmire and the deputy fire chief had to say.
The disturbing thing coming out of my experience this morning is when they arrived, there were 2 fire hydrants that would not work.
So it was a delay, but they had a plan. I mean, we got to deal with the facts here. We've got problems. We're not just going to let the whole block burn down. We're going to come up with Plan B. Plan B was to find some hydrants that work, get the water from there to here.
And thankfully that Plan B worked, and something to consider, the deputy fire chief also mentioned he's grateful and thankful that it wasn't 100 degrees out here today, because with over 100 firefighters out here, that would have added to the challenge. And as for the mayor, he says he's going back to speak with city officials, including City Hall, to find out how they can make sure we don't run into a problem like this again. Now, here's some good news. Fire officials tell us no one was injured in this fire. No one had to be rushed to the hospital. The next step for them is finding out what was the cause of this fire you see behind me. For that, I'll send it back to you, Ron. I'm Trayson Bragg, KHOU.
All right, Trayson, a lot of questions there, but it could have been a lot worse. Thank you so much.